And the upset alert is complete. This video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the fair dealing, and we're also covered under the Digital Millennium Act. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every day, and Big Game Jesse P said it best in the pre-match interview. This match will come down to the pressure point situations, and the stars would align in New York City as Jessica Pegula upsets the world's ranked number one Iga Swiatek and sends her home, ladies and gentlemen. The 22 champion, it was frustrating seeing her resort to arguing with her camp. That's right. After the 7th service game where she lost in the second set, and Pegula would go ahead and hold on. Iga looks at her camp. Thomas wasn't happy. They exchanged words, and you kind of got that feeling that, well, listen, one of the best defenders to ever play the game. Does she have one last break in her? And Jessica Pegula, cool as the other side of the pillow, would say no. She's the one that got the breaks tonight. 4 for 8 on breakpoint opportunities. Iga Swiatek couldn't sniff out a break. She had 3 opportunities. She would get one. She got the break back early in the second set, but Pegula would get it back in the 7th service game. Pegula just served Iga Swiatek. Each category, she outserved her. She served strategically, winning 77% of her first serves to Iga Swiatek's 56%. Jessica won 53% of her second serves to Iga Swiatek's 47%. And this is the metric here, as it looked like Iga was just a foot too slow. 41 unforced errors. I don't know what it was. Was it the food? Iga just looked a little bit too heavy tonight, a little bit too slow. And look, this is my fair criticism. This is what I saw watching the match. A lot of just routine balls she would make down the line. Iga Swiatek comes cross-body better than anyone in the game, in my personal opinion. She had several opportunities where she could have just came cross her body with a backhand, hitting a winner. She chose to go down the line, and she hit green wide every time. It just seemed like she was never comfortable. Andy Roddick, now he was down in South Florida at Pegula's home earlier this year, helping her get ready. He's an amazing resource for these ladies. I'm telling you, Andy Roddick is amazing. I love that guy. Great champion. He's just downright amazing. Now, did you guys hear the interview he did with Seal, the singer? Now, he said, Seal, that is the singer, and I kind of relate this to Coco. Why don't we pivot to Coco? Why not? It's a huge Coco channel. We all know that. And listen, guys, check the community. These things always happen around this time. This is why you want to subscribe. Stop hating on me. Subscribe. You might learn something. I might go back to the old channel and start giving you guys the real spill, okay? Show some love, for crying out loud. Now, listen. He said whenever he's preparing for a big show, a big performance, he calls in the vocal coach, and all they do leading up to the show, they work on vocals, they work on vocals, they train the vocals, they train the vocals, they train the vocals. He said the objective there is to get the vocals trained to where when it's showtime, the night of the show, it's there's no thought, there's no question of how to hit the notes, when to hit the notes. It will automatically flow, all right? It's just secondhand. It's going to come naturally. However, he said, on the night of the show, if I'm thinking about vocals, then it's over. It's going to be a bad show. And I feel a lot of that is the case with tennis players, right? And Seal, he pivoted to tennis as well. He said, same thing. If you're in the match and you're thinking about what you should be doing, a lot of times you see that spill over to the camp. And they have arguments, you see the exchanges back and forth. It should be human nature at that point. And in terms of Coco, it's the serve. The serve. As much as she practices, Brad Gilbert talked about how hard Coco practices. If you guys think she's just sitting around watching TikTok videos, you guys are ridiculous. You're crazy, okay? That's entertainment. That's how she captures the crowd with her interviews. Because you don't want Coco to tell you what really happens on tour. The last time she did that, for crying out loud, it was a nightmare. It was a PR disaster for the WTA, okay? So just cut it out with the foolishness, okay? Coco, in my opinion, I think Seal made a great point. And you could see sometimes she is overthinking out there, right? If you're thinking about the vocals on the night of the performance and how the notes are going to come out, it's going to be a bad show. You're going to be nervous. So sometimes you feel she's nervous, but a lot of times, even when Rebecca and Stefanos had that exchange in Miami and she told him to shut up, you could see there that the nervousness, okay, the stress starting to build up, the overthinking, that's really what it's about, just overthinking a little bit too much. And that's what I felt with Iga Swiatek tonight. She was overthinking. It's like she's hitting short. And a lot of that we have to give credit to Pegula. Pegula, she went short. She played deep. She played fast. She played slow. She sped it up. She kept Iga Swiatek guessing. When Iga was expecting that routine shot where she could step up and hit her winner, Jess went cross court and hit her winner. So she really changed the pace. She kept Iga on the back foot. How often do you see that? And I said in the pre-match video, Iga's been... Iga hasn't looked good. You can see these things happen. She hasn't looked good. She's been losing a lot of service games that she should have won. A lot of totals going over. But yes, she did, destroy Ludmilla in the second set. But what about the first set? I don't think she looked good in the first set. And I think Ludmilla, for the most part, I think she played decent in the first set. I just think her level dropped. I talked about her stamina sometimes as well. But nonetheless, all credit to Jessica Pegula. She said Arthur Ashe... primetime television. If I just play my game, look, I know I can beat her. Of course you know you can beat her. You beat her before. The head-to-head is now 6-4. Congratulations to Pegula. We now have men and women's. We have 2 Americans in the semifinal. Taylor Fritz, Big Foe, Emma Navarro, the billionaires, the billionaire dollars, and Jessica Pegula. It's going to be a good semifinal. Could we be looking at Sabalenka and Mukova? Or could we be looking at Emma, Navarro, and Pegula? Or we can mix it up a little bit as well. Sabalenka and Pegula. Or maybe Mukova and Navarro. It's going to be a good semifinals, guys. Get your popcorn. Congratulations to Pegula. She played solid, and you could tell the thing about Pegula, she was just so calm tonight and relaxed. It just seemed like she knew she was going to win this match. Congratulations. Tennis in a minute. We'll be back, guys.